Welcome to the Brand Theory Podcast, the podcast for helping you uncover your passion, realize your purpose, and take the aligned action. Together, we're going to prove the theory that when we live our lives on brand, the possibilities become limitless. I'm your host, Danielle Marquesi, branding expert and business coach. Let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of the Brand Theory Podcast, where we bring you conversations of high value and high inspiration to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. Our goal is to help you build a brand with a very solid foundation that can withstand the test of time as you continue to grow as a business owner, both personally and professionally. Today, it's been a while, but we are doing a little solo episode. So you've got my undivided attention, you got just me, and we are going to dive into a interesting topic. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw a tidbit of this. And how many of us know that social media is just bizarre? 2 hands raised. Take a look at the real trends, take a look at some of the things people are doing, take a look at the trending sounds, at the trending dances. I don't think I've ever danced on Reels or TikTok, but I take a look, take a gander, simple pointing videos, I'm there, coffee videos, I'm there, but I don't ever totally dive into the trends. But the reason for saying this is I was trying to be a bit more active in posting on Reels and TikTok, and was checking out some of the trends and checking out some of the trending audio. And I had this idea. I wanted to start talking about a certain piece of branding and checking in with your brand and auditing your brand, and just realizing when and if your strategies aren't working, realizing if you're bored in your brand and what you could be doing. So I was cutting together clips, cutting together some very simple videos of just me working and having text thrown over that, or cuts of me doing different things with, again, text over that, or just speaking straight to the camera, but with audio in there. And it was getting like a good amount of views, average level of engagement. Really wasn't overthinking it though. And then again, you get this idea in your head and you just can't stop thinking about it, right? So if I unlock my creativity to a certain point, anything that I'll be doing, whether that's taking a shower, making lunch, out to eat with my friends, or at the doctor, I'm pretty much always thinking about this idea and how I can make it better, or what else I want to communicate to my audience. And this is exactly what happened when I came up with this idea of the brand doctor. I went to the doctor for my yearly checkup. Everything was good, in case you were concerned. And it occurred to me that the brand audits that I was talking about, it's kind of like taking your brand and your business to the doctor. Now, hear me out. Stay with me here. When we're not feeling well, we may call the doctor. We don't always, but we should go to our yearly checkups, really just to see, is everything working properly? Do we need to add an extra vitamin? Do we need to make some adjustments to our lifestyle? Do we need to work out more? Are we working out too much? Is that even possible? Or not eating enough calories? The doctor is able to take a look, an outside perspective with their expertise of doctoring and all of that, and say, hey, these are your goals. These are your health goals. There should be your health goals. What you're doing currently in your lifestyle is not supporting these goals, is not helping you reach these goals, or they kind of are. But what if we adjust this one piece here? It's kind of the same thing, the same principle with the brand audits or auditing your brand. If there is a piece in your brand that you just feel isn't working, or you're generally feeling not great about your strategies, you're almost feeling a little bored inside your business, you haven't shared a service in a while, you haven't shared that you're open for business, if you haven't shared what you and your clients are doing, or if you haven't shared anything really other than your lunchtime photos or what you're watching on TV. Again, I am speaking to myself here. This is what I was doing up until a couple of weeks ago. If you're not loving the strategies that you're using, the procedures that you're using, and the work that you're doing, and the services that you're offering, you're not going to want to be talking about them. Then you sit there and wonder, well, why aren't I making the money that I want to make? Why aren't I working with the clients I want to be working with? Why aren't I excited to talk about these things and to share about these things and to try to see if I can expand this business even further? Now, for me personally, I can say that I actually love working with all of my clients, but I am so excited about their projects that I tend to forget about my own things that I wanted to launch, or expanding that into an agency, or expanding that to teach others to do the type of work that I do with my clients, to spread it even more. So, and spread the impact and the work that we're doing with more people. So with that said, is it time to take your brand to the doctor? Are you feeling bored inside your brand and business? Are you feeling not excited? Have you lost that excitement? Here is a key indicator that something is up. Have you lost the love for your routine? And I'm not just saying if I wake up 15 minutes earlier, or I drink that glass of water, or if I take my walk in the morning rather than the afternoon. Are you generally excited to wake up in the morning? That is the excitement that was missing for me personally. It's not that I was dreading going to work, because I was very much enjoying what I was working on, but there was definitely something missing, and it was the lack of working on things for myself. So instead of doing my morning routine, which I do a very non-typical morning routine, I will watch 10 minutes of whatever I'm watching, binging at the time, and read a little bit, but it's not always a business book. I don't always meditate. I couldn't even tell you the last time I did, but I will dive into some spiritual work that I'm doing. I'll read the Bible for a little bit and just kind of connect on that level. It could be 5 minutes, or just read a scripture on my Bible app, and then I will move on for the day. But if I was not doing that, and it was making the difference. So instead of doing those things, I was jumping right into work again, because I felt like super excited about the work. I felt like I just wanted to not get it over with, but I just wanted to get going, to get that next part for approval to the client so I could work on the next part. But I wasn't doing the things to progress my own brand and my own business. And it shows in how I show up for my clients. Even though I was showing up time and time again, I was almost like blocking that creativity that is part of the reason that they hired me. So they would come to me and ask for new ideas, and I was maxed out. I was topped out because I wasn't doing that work for myself. By not doing those routines that open up my mind to the creativity in the morning, evening, middle of the day, whenever it works for you. I was literally blocking the creativity. So I was only doing the stuff on my to-do list and nothing more. And I wasn't giving myself that space to unlock that creativity, which branches out to every area of my business and my life, honestly. So if you're feeling like your routine is not working, if you're not excited to do your routine, if you're just not doing it all, and you are super excited to work with your clients, but you feel like something is missing, that could be an indication that we got to take it to the brand doctor. So I am not necessarily coining myself as a doctor, although I do have a nice medical degree from watching the 18 years of Grey's Anatomy. Who else is with me? I know I'm not alone. Think of me as your brand doctor. I can help you take a look at where you are currently in your business, where your strategies are, what is your brand communicating, who are you communicating this to, and if that is not helping you reach the people that you actually want to be working with, if you're blocking your own creativity like I was, and if you're not reaching or even getting a little bit closer to the goals that you actually want to be reaching, we can work together to adjust that. Sometimes we are just way too close to our big picture, to our brand, to our business, to our strategy, to our procedures, to see where even the littlest, slightest change can make a world of a difference. So if you want to try to do this for yourself, here are some things to look at. Number one is that routine. Are you feeling okay with your routine? Are you excited by your routine? If not, what can you be doing differently to help you re-excite yourself, to get back to that jump out of bed? Remember when we first started our business and we literally couldn't wait to get out of bed? I was never a morning person. And when I started my business, I was working a job that started at 11. So I would get up, 10:45, brush my hair and run down the street. It wasn't too far for me. But once I started the business, I would wake up 9, get an hour in, right? And then I would slowly start waking up even earlier and earlier until 6 a.m. wake up calls were regular, because I just was so excited to work on it. I would work on it whenever I could. I took coaching calls as soon as I got home from work. It was all I could think about. I want you to get back to that excitement with boundaries now, with boundaries to give yourself that rest that you definitely need and deserve to give your brand, your business, your best, as well as to your clients. So that's number one. If you're not loving your routine right now, what can you put into place to start getting back that excitement of the newbie entrepreneur you once had? Two, take a look at the vibe of your brand. So have you been excited to post on social media? And I'm not saying that you have to be on social media all the time. I'm just saying if that was something that you did in the past and you haven't been doing it, is it because you are making the excuse, I'm using air quotes, of you don't have enough time? Are you not making the time for it? Or are you really just not excited to be there because you feel like you have nothing to talk about because you're either completely booked out or you just don't even know who you want to be working with next? If that's the case, the next step would then to be looking at the services that you are offering. So let's circle back really quick. So if you're not on social media and you market yourself through email, through Pinterest, whatever marketing strategies you were using in the past and you were semi excited about, to say the least, if that excitement or if those methods are no longer existing, I want you to take a look at that and see, kind of audit why that's not happening, if that's a time thing or if that's just really not having time or you not being excited about what it is that you're offering. If it's the latter, you're not excited about what you're offering, let's dive into taking a look at your services. Are your services what you want to be doing? I can't even tell you how many times I've adjusted my services. I want to say probably at least 5 times in the last 5 years that I have been in business, which I think is very, very normal. Once a year, we should be doing these audits, so to speak, or taking your business to the brand doctor at least twice a year. And one appointment, so to speak, we'll just use these words. One should be a little bit more in depth. So good time for that would be like September, October, August. As the seasons change is always kind of a good time. There's just like a new fresh energy that comes with each season as seasons change. I'm in Jersey, so experience changes seasons. But if you're not, and just those different times of years, I just feel that, energy changes, energy re-excites. People are just more excited to kind of, it's a new opportunity for a fresh start once a quarter. So anyway, that's my personal preference to do these bigger, more in-depth audits before the new year starts. So in plenty of time to get new strategies in place so that you hit the new year running. Another time would be between that spring and summer season, or even between winter and spring, more to just check in. We're coming out of winter hibernation, what's working, what's not working, for more of a touch point check-in. Anyway, so back to the services. I'm actually going to get a sip of water. So back to the services you're offering, I have changed services at least 5 times. So once a year, I am changing, adjusting, completely throwing out, completely bringing in brand new ones. Because I have realized that I am not excited. If I am not excited about, if I wouldn't want to buy this service, if I wouldn't want to join the service, if I doesn't sound exciting to me, how can I possibly ask somebody else to join it? How can I possibly even get up and promote it or sell it through email marketing, through podcasting, through Reels, through TikTok, anything? How am I possibly going to be excited to talk about this if I'm not excited about the actual offering and what's involved in it? If I am dreading, if I'm secretly hoping that nobody books a certain service, that's a high sign that we need to do a little brand audit and adjusting to your services in particular. I cannot even speak to the amount of benefits it takes to just take a look at one service. And if you do like offering it, even just looking at, how can I make this experience even better? What else can I offer? Is that a handwritten card in the mail saying, thank you for your trust in me to guide you through this next part of your entrepreneurial journey? I'm so excited to be working with you. Is that a little gift card to their favorite restaurant in town, or to feed their coffee addiction, or a month's worth of Netflix to feed their binge TV addiction, like me? Make it specific to your brand, but are there adjustments that you could be making to give yourself that re-excitement? So we've got your routine, and your services, or taking a look at your marketing strategies and then your services. And that last piece is the general aesthetic. So that overall vibe, I hate to use such loose terms here, but that overall feeling that you are portraying at each touch point of your brand. So I'm talking from an Instagram post to the very last deliverable of a project. Are you in line? Are you excited about each of these points of contact and each of the strategies that get a potential client from a potential client to a client that comes back time and time again, or refers a bunch of clients to you because of the experience that they had? So these strategies should be streamlined, right? And they should all be representative of your brand. If you feel like they're wild and they're all over the place and they're not really aligned and they're just plugging and playing and you're not necessarily feeling organized about that, that too will affect the excitement for your brand. And if you feel like your procedures aren't in place, you're almost kind of hoping that your client or potential client waits a week to book with you because you need to get your strategies in place. You need to get your procedures in place. We don't want that. We want to be ready for clients at any time, at any point. So we want to make sure that your strategies that you have been using, your procedures that you've been using from the start have grown with you. And if they have not, or if we've just forgotten about some of them, that we put the time and effort in place to take a look at those strategies and make any adjustments that are possible. So all this to say that a brand doctor is very different from a medical doctor, but we can potentially do very similar work in making those adjustments to help you be in the best brand health that you possibly can be. When you're in better brand health, when you're more excited about your brand, when you're more excited about your business offerings, when you're more excited about all the things, all the touch points of your brand, from a simple Instagram caption all the way to the very last project deliverable, you are going to be way more confident in any marketing that you ever do. You're going to be way more confident in any offering that you do, in any speaking that you do, in any time somebody asks you about this, any DM that you get, you're going to be excited, confident. And when you're excited and confident in your brand and in your offerings and in your strategies, that's when you start to see the results that you really want to be seeing. And that's when you stop making those excuses of, I don't have the time, or I don't know how this works, or I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it Monday, is what I'm famous for. That's when you start seeing the results you really want to be seeing. So these brand audits are an hour-long conversation with me. You book your appointment online, you book and pay right online. You choose a time that works for you. You fill out a form that lets me know everything I need to know initially about your brand, about your business, but I actually don't look at any piece of your brand and business until after our initial meeting. So after you fill out that form and you pay, and I get your appointment time, we talk for about an hour, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little longer, and you tell me everything that's happening, how you're feeling. You tell me what strategies you have used, what you're currently using, what you are hoping for the future of your business and your brand, the mission, the values, who you want to be working with, who you do not want to be working with. And from there, I take all of this information and I basically stalk you. I go on every single digital footprint that your brand has, that your business has, from a Twitter post from 2012 when you first started your business, all the way through to today, what you are doing or what you are not doing. I check all of your links. I download all of your freebies. I take a look at all of your graphics. I take a look at all the aesthetics, all the wording, all of it, your website, everything. And I bring you back a very pretty report of, this is what I found based on what you told me. This is what's missing from what you are currently doing to help you get closer to that. And I talk specifically about brand strategies and marketing strategies. So that can include website adjustments, that can include marketing strategy adjustments. I might ask you a few more questions to gain a bit more clarity. But the idea is for you to then take this report and make the needed adjustments, or we can continue working together to just make the adjustments together. I know it can be a little overwhelming seeing a document with all these suggestions, so we can definitely tag team that one. But we are running a summer sale right now, and you can get 15% off by using code. I don't even remember what it is. It's in the show notes. But consider me your brand doctor and consider me the doctor that you can trust. I know sometimes we don't want to go to the doctor. If you're like me, you kind of put it off to the last possible second or until you don't feel well. And we don't want you to get to that point. We don't want you to get to that point where you are questioning why you ever went into business in the first place. We want to make sure you're feeling confident and healthy in your brand to bring you the results that you both desire and the results that you deserve. We didn't get into this business to give up. We didn't get into this business to just work on just our clients' things. We got into business for ourselves to continue creating, to continue inspiring, to continue and invite this bigger mission, to invite our audience on this bigger mission that we have, and to just spread whatever it is we feel our purpose is. So that link is in the show notes below. I would love to assist you. And I promise I am the type of brand doctor that you actually want to. I'm the cool doctor. I'm like the cool mom. I'm the cool doctor. I will help you. I promise you can trust me. I will hold your hand through this. And let's work together to build the best brand you could possibly build. I'll talk to you soon.